Our attention now to the spate of kidnapping and what has been done, what should be done, how are we approaching all of this. Well, let's take a little listen, a comment from, I remember that Michael Zakoma essay recently released, and he recounted his ordeal. Let's listen to that and we'll take it from there.
That the entire wealth of the nation has been cornered by less than 1% of Nigerians, 170 million people. And that the vast majority of Nigerians are suffering, eating from dustbins in abject penury and squalor. I want to suggest that the federal government should immediately declare a state of emergency on youth unemployment, lack of capacity building, on educational decay, on infrastructural decay that give birth to crime. I therefore call upon the federal government of Nigeria to institute an amnesty program for this very volatile, very angry, very, very desperate youth of Nigeria who believe, rightly or wrongly, that they have been shortchanged by the nation. The federal government should immediately declare a state of emergency on insecurity in Nigeria that makes the Nigerian security situation so parlous. Having declared the state of emergency, the federal government should do the next thing, and that is calling on the National Assembly to bring about state police. We need state police.
Well, there you have it. Mr. Meka Noakpo joins us this time. He's a legal practitioner to look at some of these challenges. Morning, I thank you for coming in today. Well, he went on to make some recommendations on what should be done. Well, not that some of these have not been itemized or highlighted in terms of solutions to all of this, but here we are, still talking about this today. What do you think is going on?
Well, after looking at the position of the learned son, he has moved from where he was before now. You know, before his ordeal with the kidnappers, he wasn't an amnesty advocate. You know, he was one of those advocating for maximum punishment for kidnapping. However, we still empathize with the ordeal he went through. It could be very painful. And it was a psychological torture for him.
In terms of sorting this out, and perhaps the approach or the actions that authorities have taken, how satisfied or otherwise are you of all of those?
You see, what is happening is still showing our lack of planning. Kidnapping is not very new to the world in general, you know. But
is it lack of planning or inadequate planning?
We are not planning for kidnapping at all. We are not planning to check crime.
Well, we can't exactly say that. I mean, we see cases of police foiling some of those attempts time and again.
You see, some of these things happen with what they've been doing since. You know, before they were able to kidnap Chief Michael Zakome, there was exchange of fire with the police. The police, they don't have a rapid response team who is on the ground. There's no, you see, we are looking at lives of people. There's no air support, nothing. They don't have it in place. We should have this in place in every state. Then our technology for fighting crime should go up. Throughout the world, if you kidnap somebody now, 85% chances that you are going to be caught. Because there will be exchange of money. There will be phone calls.
We've also seen recently some chaps were kidnapped in England and ransom was paid and they were released. Not that we're justifying the inadequacies here, but we're just specifically you saying no planning at all. Remember, some lives of some policemen were lost in this matter. On a regular basis, we also hear them saying, look, well, yes, we're doing something, but perhaps not enough. So are you still insisting that there's no planning whatsoever?
You see, we need to plan towards checking and combating certain crimes. If policemen that are not well armed run into superior power, there should be a system where once they make a call, they will have support immediately. There will be backup for them. And if those criminals escape, they must be caught because things must be on the ground that they've left. You know, but a situation where the Leonard Sand has been released, there's still no headway as to whether these people will be caught. This same team of kidnappers that got Chief Mike Ezekume, they had earlier chased another senior lawyer in that same Edo State.
How do you know?
Oh, we've discussed with a few people. And he was chased into Edo State. What his saving grace was that he did not stop at the police checkpoint. They riddled his car with bullets.
He did not. Oh, okay, the police checked.
Yes, because he ran back. He told, when he saw the situation, he was able to read that his life was in danger. They made a swift U-turn, drove into Edo State. And
who? Chief Mike?
No.
Okay, the other
another senior lawyer.
Did they volunteer this information to the police?
I don't think so. I don't
why
think
not?
so. You see,
So in other words, sorry, what I get here is that sometimes, in other words, we're saying we still have some checkpoints in some areas on the road.
Yes, there are police stops where they may not stop cars immediately, serially, but they just look out, they park their cars there. He said that his initial response was to think of stopping there so that they can offer him some protection. But once these people that were chasing him got to that place, they opened fire on the police. So if he had stopped there for protection, they would have gotten him. So they opened fire on the police had to take cover also. And they shot at his car with so many bullets. You know, we need, this is not new. You know, it has happened. So we need a situation where there should be a careful attempt to trace these people. This is just fighting the crime the way it is. But there must be a holistic plan to say, look, let us reduce the army of people that engage in such crimes.
What should this holistic plan consist of?
There should be an employment industry. And what do I mean by that? Let there be development. If Edo State is building a whole lot of industries in different sectors of the economy, a lot of youths will be employed. These are youths. These are young people who feel that, look, the way to make easy money is committing crime.
Exactly.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sulaiman. You talked about, unemployment. I think that also came very clearly from Mr. Zekome's track. But some people will say that in spite of all the unemployment that there is, if you really want to work, there is honest work to be done. And that even if all the, jobs were made available, those who are used to easy money, those who are used to money that comes cheap and criminally, will still be into crime.
You see, it doesn't happen overnight. We don't have enough jobs. That is the truth. There's no state where you have 70% employment. We don't. You have graduates. If we take our individual houses, we have graduates that have left school for almost 10 years. They are not even saying...
Are we making excuses for crime?
No. There's no excuse for it. But there will always be criminal-minded people in every society.
In spite of all the jobs that will be created, right?
Yes, yes. There's kidnapping in the U.S. There was a time U.S. was ranked 5th in the world for kidnapping. But they have systems in place. They have processes that makes it difficult for you if you kidnap somebody. So you know that there is almost 90% chance that you'll be caught.